good morning. So it is day 7, Tuesday, August 28th, 2018.
Yes.
Today is our last full day up here on the summit. There's a lot of tasks that we have to get done today. Want to talk a bit about the cleaning inventory?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that have to be done in general maintenance, including cleaning all the floors and vacuuming, and getting into the refrigerators and getting rid of all of the leftovers that have been around for, maybe a day or two too long.
So yeah, so it doesn't look too bad though actually. I think the secret with this, and we'll obviously see once we've done it, bless you. I think if you keep the place tidy, like we've been spending probably a total of an hour tops each day keeping the place tidy, between tidying up dishes and putting stuff away. If you keep the place clean and tidy during the week, the cleanup duties today actually really don't look that bad.
Yeah, the bathrooms have been staying on top of them, cleaning the toilets probably daily and emptying the trash there.
Yeah.
And there's some trash in the common areas that we go and pick up and take care of that.
So other than that, we really, just prepare ourselves for tomorrow for the shift change. I think based on, if you've been watching the videos, the first day when we arrived up here, it was a very organised chaotic day. It was very busy. Obviously we only have half the day because we'll be on the down shift, so we'll be leaving around 1 o'clock I think, or noon after we've had lunch. But I still expect us supposed to be up early tomorrow. But otherwise today, we'll just be organising our stuff so that we don't have to get up at 4 a.m. tomorrow to sort bags out.
Yeah, we'll have to make a lunch for tomorrow
Yeah.
for a big group, probably 16 or so.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be too bad. We've got sandwich meat, we've got cheese. We're not going to stress out too much about that. So yeah, that's today really. We'll see how it goes.
And on the runway now is Andrew Hartevelt, displaying this year's MWOBS fashions. Thank you, Andrew.
So in all seriousness, there's some cool stuff in the shop, and as a volunteer on the top we do get 25% off, and so picked up a few things. I kind of like the jacket, it's not a bad jacket, so it's cool.
About 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We've been cleaning this morning and making lunch for the crew. We got the bathroom pretty much cleaned up and just finished doing the refrigerator, pulling all of the drawers out and giving them a good washing because it looked like it needed. It hadn't been done in a while. I think only 1 or 2 things left. Have to take the stove apart and clean that. There's some special stainless steel cleaner that you have to use for that, and you can't use any abrasives on the top surface because it's a special type of ceramic, so be careful with that. Again, just going through, we've steamed the floors. There's a special steam cleaner inside the closet. That's where the linens are. And we had to YouTube how to use it, but you just look for the name of that type, and it's made by Hoover. I forget what it's called. That's a little steam cleaner, and it worked just like it showed on the video.
Pretty easy.
Yeah, it was simple.
So, as we mentioned, really we haven't had to prepare lunches for the employees. We only had the one occurrence where we had some guests up the other day. We did prepare lunch today for them though. We had the leftovers from the tacos last night, so I thought it would be great for lunch today if we made some quesadillas and some nachos. So I actually made a plate of nachos. I made, using the leftover tortillas that we had, I made about five quesadillas, which worked out great for them, so they didn't actually have to prepare their lunch, and it used up the majority of the leftovers. The other thing we did this morning, we made meatloaf. I'm losing my words. I don't know if it's the altitude, the sleep, I'm not quite sure what, but coming to the end of the week I keep losing my my train of thought. So yeah, so we made 2 meatloaves, which are ready to go tonight for dinner. I think we're going to make some mashed potato,
That'll work.
some veg, just some frozen veg. I think we opened some frozen corn the other day. Did we use it all?
No, but we could give them mixed vegetables, because we've had a lot of corn this week.
Actually, we've got some carrots left as well.
Sure, we could use
Oh,
those
the
up.
carrots that are, yeah, the leftovers.
The candied carrots. Oh, another thing that Andrew did is he also put together a leftover food item sheet, Word document to put on the fridge. We've just been writing it by hand, and the staff here has liked it because all they have to do is just walk to this document that's stuck to the front of the refrigerator to see what's in there, so they don't have to go searching.
So, for example, this is the sheet we made. So literally, as you have leftovers, you have to, as we've said before, you have to write on a piece of masking tape, put it on the top of the container in the fridge, so that everyone knows how old that food is. What we found was a lot easier though, was we were just writing it on a piece of paper that was stuck on the front of the fridge, as Ken was saying. But I've now gone and made this template, so there should be some printed out here. If there aren't, then you just ask them to print some more out because they don't have the template, and you just enter in here the date that it was made on, the food description, and then the last date that it should be eaten by. It helps you greatly manage the food that's left in the fridge, and it also helps everyone choose the food that they should have for lunch, because they may see some leftovers from last night and go, oh, I really want that, but there might actually be some leftovers from 2 or 3 days ago that really they should go for first. And everyone's very mindful up here of making sure that they make best use of the food that's left over. No one really wants food wasted or thrown away. Just coming back to the cleaning that we were talking about earlier, this is the sheet that you'll find on this folder. In fact, everything here for volunteers is in here.
So this usually hangs right inside the pantry on the right hand side.
Yeah. So in here, you basically each Tuesday you'll have a column. You'll go through the items here for cleaning. It looks like a lot, but it really isn't if you've been keeping on top of it day to day. And then you just initial next to it when it's done. Did we talk about timesheets?
I don't think we have yet.
Okay, so the other thing is that, you want to talk about that?
Sure. So being a nonprofit, they get grants from a lot of different places. And a lot of times some organizations that are giving grants like to see matching donations from other parties. And Labor for Volunteers probably falls under that category. So they like us to keep track of the amount of hours that we donate to them, doing things like cleaning things, working in the kitchen, helping out in different projects that might be around. And so each day we've been writing in the hours for these 4 different categories right here.
And each individual volunteer has one of these sheets. So this isn't one sheet for both of us, it's one ourselves. So, you know, if we took 4 hours to prepare dinner, then Ken on his sheet would put 4 hours for dinner and I would put 4 hours.
That's because it's a total of 8 man hours. And I highly recommend you start this right away because I can't remember how many hours I worked 3 days ago. It just, because they run into each other.
And it takes 30 seconds at the end of the day. So, you know, just like the cleaning, a little bit of time each day to stay on top of it. Makes the last day, or the day tomorrow, you know, the shift change day, or Tuesday, today, a whole lot easier. So yeah, so those are the timesheets. And again, all of this information is on this clipboard. As Ken said, it's just inside the pantry hanging there. What else?
So one thing that Andrew just did, and he probably wouldn't mention it, is he just ordered a part for the shower that, they've been having problems with the shower because the handle isn't not tight enough, and the handle will drip by itself using gravity. And so what's happening is when you stand in the shower, it will get hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter, and that will obviously scald you. So the option is to take a cold shower with the lever straight up, or to suffer a slow warming and have to get back there. So Andrew has ordered a part to be sent to the president down at the observatory base in North Conway, and she'll bring it up, and then people in the state will take care of changing that. We had them in there earlier. because the drain wasn't draining quickly enough. And obviously things get fouled up in here, especially here. So they went in there and they cleaned that out, and that's running really, really well. So if you see something that needs fixing, certainly bring it to someone's attention, because there's so many things here that can go wrong. Now, I'm not suggesting that you spend your own personal money to fix things, but if you have a lot of money and you don't mind doing that, they can always use donations. And of course, being a member, you know that you've already provided funds for them, and that helps to keep this facility running.
Yeah, so everyone can contribute in many different ways, whether it's financial, whether it's just spending a little bit more time up here doing something you think that's important. I don't know, whether it's sorting the DVD collection into alphabetical order, whether it's spending an hour one day to take everything off the spices shelf in the pantry to clean it. Everyone's able to do something to make the operations up here run more smoothly, and every person has different skills. Everyone can contribute in different ways, and it's not like you need to spend your whole week working 12 hours a day to contribute. It's the little things that just make things run a little bit better. That's definitely something we've learned this week. So yeah, I figured that was something. I did some research this morning. Ken's brother-in-law's a plumber. I showed him a photo. He said, yep, this is the part you need. The part was $40, and it was a simple process, and it will get taken care of next week. So easy, right?
Hot showers for a couple more days.
Hot showers,
Or cold showers.
depending on your preference. Or you just stand there and hold the shower and
One-handed shower.
one-handed shower. That's about it for now.
So dinner for tonight, we're gonna have meatloaf. We're thinking of some mashed potatoes with that, and some frozen veggies. So I think we already talked about this earlier, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
Deja vu.
Yep.
But yeah, so that again, it's an easy dinner. We've already prepared it. We'll have an hour prep beforehand.
Yeah, one of the things that I've found this week is that by putting time in earlier in the day and having the food already prepped, that gives you time in the afternoon, and you can relax and do other things, or you can go outside for a hike and check out sunsets, and you don't have this mad scramble when it comes around dinner time.
I think that, again, I'm forgetting what we've already discussed, but I think that's a good time to bring this up. So, we've got to know the employees pretty well, for two strangers that have been living in their house for a week. And, we were talking about the other day over dinner with them about, the kind of people they get up here that volunteer. And I think generally speaking, they were saying that about a third of the volunteers are repeat volunteers, at least during the summer, and about 2/3 of them are newbies. One of the things that they find the biggest challenge, it doesn't happen very often, but when it does happen it creates issues, is that people come up here to volunteer, but with the mindset that they're coming up on vacation. So, in other words, the day...
That's wrong.
Huh?
That's wrong. No, what you're saying is right,
Yeah.
but the attitude is wrong.
Yeah.
You're coming up to work, to give your time to volunteer.
So if you think you can come up here and go hiking for 10 hours a day, I'm sorry, but this isn't the week for you. If you come up here with the mindset of you're going to have a number of chores during the day, and if you get 2 or 3 hours spare time, then, if the weather permits you, or if you want to read a book, or whatever takes your fancy, that time is your time. As you've seen, each day we've gone out and walked around, we've done what we want to do. But again, if you have that mindset of you're coming up here and your primary reason for being up here is to make the most of the summit, and a secondary reason is to serve the needs of the operations in the observatory, then I'm sorry, but the volunteer program isn't for you. But I will say it's been hard work. If anyone asked me if they should do it, I would always encourage it. It's a great experience. I don't regret doing it. It's going to be something that I personally will remember forever, and I think it's great. And I don't want to give the idea that it's a lot of work. I don't want to give the idea that you're going to be up at 5 a.m. and you're not going to go to bed at midnight. It's not that bad. But you just need to come here with the right attitude. Come here with the right attitude to make sure that the employees up here, the staff, are able to go about their day or night work without having to worry about the activities around the facility. I think that's probably the best way of summing it up.
Mm-hmm.
So, We will, I guess, another thing that I was just ending up into a long chat, but the other thing that I did was I emailed the person who's responsible for coordinating the volunteers. I emailed them yesterday and said, hey, not sure if you want to let the volunteers know that are coming up this Wednesday, if there's anything they want me to get out of the freezer so that there's meat thawed for them for Wednesday night. I'm not sure if they were new volunteers or repeat volunteers, and actually the volunteer coordinator got back to me and said it's a great idea, so she actually shared my email address with the 2 volunteers who actually will be meeting tomorrow morning, but they're also first-time volunteers and they also don't know each other, so it's actually an interesting scenario. Ken and I, obviously we knew each other before we came up here, even though we're first-time volunteers. So the 2 people that are coming up tomorrow, first-time volunteers, the first time they'll meet each other is at the base at 8 a.m. And we're getting some meat out of the freezer for them.
So are we going to surprise them?
I told one of them what it is, and I said to the other one, if you want to be surprised, so I had an email back from both of them. One of them said, surprise me, I like a challenge. The other one said, oh, that's great, let me know. So I told one of them, the other one said, surprise me. So,
So they're having liver for dinner, right?
So they are having, we decided we wouldn't be too cruel and find the hardest thing for them to cook with, but they've got some meat that will be thawed that they can very easily whip something up with. Maybe.
Okay.
That's it for now, and
See you later.
see you later.
There's some people out in the deck, you can see them through the window.
Alright, what are we doing, Ken?
Going on to hurricane force winds. While looking them up, they're still queued up to get up to the summit. You ready?
Yeah.
Oh, nice vacuum. Oh, it's warm out.
Yeah. Just windy.
I don't need all this.
So right now the winds are gusting 60 to 70. Anything over 60 is hurricane force winds.
It's warm out.
It's actually very warm right now. Here comes Chloe. Out for her afternoon stroll. I was gonna put my GoPro up there.
Yeah, I might get blown off. Yeah.
No, that's true. So given the weather over the last few days, it's lovely out here right now. It's very warm still. We got some clearing going on. Subtle difference is the winds are about 60 miles an hour faster than they've been for the last 48 hours. So rather than people chilling out on the deck, enjoying the views, we get people enjoying the wind. Yeah? Can you go up at the top? Oh, this is nice.
filming. I have to go figure out how to change the GoPro. So Andrew, what's it like up here?
Right here, it's actually quite nice. But if I go the other side of the tower, I suspect it's windy as hell.
Well, let's go over there.
It's almost like a vacuum right here.
Tower or deck?
Hmm?
You going to the tower or to the deck?
Cool.
It's gonna be more fun.
Okay.
Deck.
Alright.
Oh, these hurt. This is what I get.
Are they small?
No, it's just because I got glasses, that's all.
Sarah, do you need different ones?
Huh? Oh,
Did-
no, I'll be fine.
You have different ones.
She said she'll be okay. Thanks.
What's it going now?
Alright.
I'm pretty sure I'm in the 60s.
He said currently it's 75,
Yeah.
gusting up to 87. Holy moly! Oh.
So that's the end of day 7.
It's almost over.
Almost over. We're ready to head out tomorrow.
Down the mountain,
down the mountain.
back to 90-degree weather.
Yes. We already touched on lunch. Dinner was good. Good meatloaf.
No, you can wrap it.
Good mashed potatoes, which the group coming up tomorrow can have tomorrow night.
Had a little problem with the oven, it tripped, so it wasn't cooking when we thought it was.
Yeah. Well, wasn't warm enough when we thought it was, so we went to put the meat in there and it was stone cold because the dishwasher, FYI, and the stove are on the same circuit. So the dishwasher had stopped halfway through again. But anyway, once we fixed that, we were only quarter of an hour late, so it wasn't too bad. We did get to enjoy some extreme weather.
The winds at one point when we were out on the observation deck were 93 miles per hour. My gosh. With sustained hurricane force winds. There was one point when we went out, we had to wear gloves.
We might
And
make
it
it
was pretty cool. All of the videos you see were leaning into the wind, being blown along by the wind, being able to jump up in the air and then being carried 4 or 5 feet. All of that kind of stuff was cool. It was in the fog as well, so
I like my wheat back
kind of got a
there.
bit wet. It wasn't raining, but we just got a bit wet. But we were up there, good half an hour. It was fun. Good experience. I got some, I think I got some footage of that. And if I did, it'll appear after this. That's about it really. We're just ready for the morning. Obviously it's going to be a little bit crazy. I might try and get some footage if the people that are coming up are okay with it.
Yeah. So tonight I did one final clean of the trash. I got rid of the stuff that was in the compactor and did a clean of the bathroom, bleached the surfaces. And we're pretty much ready to wrap it up tomorrow morning and train a new crowd when they come in.
Everyone's hanging out, relaxing, playing some games. We're just wrapping up the last few bits and pieces.
Feels almost like a Friday night, doesn't it?
There is one thing I'll try and show you in the morning. We don't have the forms here, but you know, as we mentioned already, timesheets. The other thing is you do a self-evaluation. Obviously on yourself. So each individual does that. So there's a form that we're going to get. We should be able to get a couple of those, and I'll try and show those in the morning. So you do a self-evaluation. My understanding is
You could build here.
the lead observer does an evaluation you do as a volunteer. That then happens to get passed on to, I guess it gets passed on to Marianne, who's in charge of responsible for the volunteers. But other than that, I've been told that tomorrow morning we have to have our bags upstairs ready at 8 AM. Got the last few little bits and pieces to do, like the linen and the laundries to throw in the bag. Other than that, I think we're good. Closing words.
It's been a great week. Worth doing.
It's been a good week. It's tiring. You know. It's
Too many
been a good
carbs
week.
now.
Tomorrow technically is day 8, so I think when we make it back home tomorrow evening, we'll try and do a full summary of the week. So,
Now he's
Oh,
sure. It's you. It's like, oh, that's cool.
and
I even offered it.
yeah.
I propose.
Peace out.
You two would.
Adios.